Hello, everybody. It's me again. I have recently been getting on a kind of a rant about Esperanto. That's usually what I do. I get interested in a language, stay interested for a while, and then get interested in another one. And a lot of times Esperanto comes up because it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. Um, Sorry, you can only see half of my face. But anyways, maybe this is better. A lot of people complain that Esperanto is not international enough. It's not. It's too focused on like romantic and Germanic and even just a little tiny itsy bitsy bit Slavic roots, and it's basic. Its proto Esperanto bases are at a very Germanic and even more so romantic level. But I mean, if you think of it, Ludwig Zamenhof, the Polish man who created Esperanto, was just that he was Polish. He grew up speaking a Slavic language in an area that a lot of my research is told is extremely. You've got Russians and Poles, and you've got Germans, and also the article that I read was in Esperanto, so I don't know if it meant Yiddish or Hebrew. Most likely Yiddish. So we'll go with that. You got two Germanic languages, two Slavic languages. The Slavic ones are most likely dominating the two Germanic ones, but all in all, that's his world. His world is is Germanic and Slavic. And then outside of his little bubble, he's got also Europe, the rest of Europe, which is mainly Romance languages. You've got the mass that is Germany, with a lot of Germanic language, obviously, is German. But when it comes to Italy, Romania, France, and Spain, and Portugal, and it's a lot of Germanic. And then you've got Romantic, sorry. And then you've got all the little itsy bitsy countries, which are mostly Germanic. And then off to the east, it's mainly Slavic. So you've got a big melange of crap all together. That was his world. His world didn't involve Zulu or Chinese or Swahili or Malay. I don't know, whatever you want to throw in there. It was simply Germanic, Romantic, Slavic. That's all it was. So it kind of makes sense that his language has got those close ties. But still, see, that's where people get mad, is that it's got all those things, and then also, when it gets deeper than the roots, the grammar is very much European, with the inflection of nouns and the verb tenses, the present, past, and future, and even conditional, and the compound tenses. It's all very, very, very European, and that's not really stopped anyone. In the world, the majority of languages have like 100,000 speakers. You know, if you look at the numbers, it does seem to be about the average. It's quite low when you compare it to these macro languages that we have with Chinese and English and German and Russian and Arabic. I mean, it's massive. Those are massive languages. 300 years ago, that was unheard of. Nobody did that. There were no massive macro languages like there are now. But despite all that macrolinguisticness, Esperanto has come up from the rubble and just built its way up from the very start. I don't think so, but by the looks of things, it's never had a decline. It's always been on the way up. And there are arguably millions, arguably 2 million people who can actively in some way speak, understand, read Esperanto. Those people aren't only in Europe. There's a thing that I found on Wikipedia just now, actually, called Pasporte Servo. Yes, that's its Esperanto name. It is a thing where Esperantists can go on and kind of share their house, or so that if people want to travel to wherever you live, you can kind of house them, so they don't have to pay for hotels, and then also you get this Esperantist love going on. It's quite a cute thing, and actually I want to become a part of it because traveling severely cheaper is something that I don't think there's anybody in the world who wouldn't like. So this Pasporte Cero thing, a Wikipedia article on it mainly says that it has a breakdown of the countries of where each person is, and the majority of people are from France, which makes sense. It's quite a European language, as we've just mentioned. And then you look a little bit down the list. You've got China. You've got Japan. WTF. Pardon me if you don't like those letters. I don't know. They're just letters. Get over it. But China. Chinese, if you have no experience in it, has zero inflection. Like, you can kind of argue a little bit when it comes to a plural marker on pronouns. That's about it. It's about as inflective as it gets. There's no tense whatsoever, tense mood, voice, anything on nouns. Or, I mean on verbs. Oh, jeez. There's no inflection in the least in the nouns. And then you go over to Japan and Korea, and in those two languages, which are very, very close grammatically, they have quite a bit of inflection in their verbs, mainly in the ways that they show respect towards whomever they're talking to. But when it comes to nouns, there's really not nouns, adverbs, all that. There's not a whole lot of inflection, I don't think, either. So the inflection part in Esperanto, you would think is probably quite difficult for them to grasp, as well as the sound system. The sound system is quite complicated when it comes to people outside the Eurosphere. Yet still, China, Japan, Korea, there are actually schools in those countries that have Esperanto classes. As far as I know, I don't know at all an American school that teaches Esperanto. Maybe one or two. The university that my girlfriend goes to, there's a student who gives free Esperanto classes, but that's about as far as I know exists. There are still people in Asia who, they're like, I don't care. This is an international language that has grown among all others, has superseded everything, and still, all the hate, it's growing. It's liking. So, all the haters out there who don't like Esperanto, get over it and understand. Because mainly it is the Americans and Europeans. I'll even say North Americans to add in Canadians and Mexico and stuff. Those are the only people who are really hating on it. It's never the Africans or the Asians or the Oceanians. I don't know. Down that in Oceania. Never them. It's always the people who you'd least expect it from because they want a challenge or something. But that's the point of Esperanto. It's not a challenge. It's something easy. It's something that you could sit down in a week and be fluent the next. I feel like really try hard. All right, I'm running low on time here. But my advice, learn Esperanto. It's really cool. There's a lot of things that you can do with the language that you couldn't do without it. I.e. free travel. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Do it. I know I am. So, okay, everybody, peace. Thank you for enjoying my little rant.